Give me a head with hair, long beautiful hair, shining, gleaming, steaming, flaxen, waxen.
So I'm wearing a hat in today's video so people can't say mean things about my hair. They're already doing it. Look at this. No, those aren't frosted tips. Okay, there's a little bit of gel in there, just a little bit of gel. That is not frosted tips though. I mean, come on, that is such an insult. This, take a look at this. This is frosted tips. Huge, big difference. Okay, so where is this all coming from? This is coming from talking about Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's new haircut. Now, I don't know about you, but it was over the weekend. I was not busy on social media posting anything, but I saw this picture of Justin Trudeau and the new haircut. And the first thing that came to mind, I said to one of my family members, I said, you know, it's funny. It kind of looks like the Jim Carrey character from Dumb and Dumber. And that was it. I didn't tweet it. I didn't post it. I left it at that. I went about my day. And then hours later, I find that so many other people thought the same thing. And it had like exploded on social media and on traditional media. E.T. Canada doing a segment on it. Blogs in Hollywood, like gossip places, celebrity gossip places, and people are comparing Justin Trudeau's hair to Dumb and Dumber. It's like, you don't want that comparison. And I wrote a column sort of breaking it down that, look, people are kind of laughing at Trudeau right now. It's about the hair. It's not about a substantive policy thing, but it's, you know, it's kind of interesting. And I find it curious too that naturally where our thinking cap went was the Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber thing. Because there's other sort of likenesses going on, because I was like, doesn't he look like other people? And I was like, he looks like Russell Crowe in Gladiator as well. But that is just a strong, valiant, proud warrior character, a hero. People didn't say, oh, he looks like Russell Crowe. They said he looks like the Dumb and Dumber character. And I don't mean rabid partisans, people who just don't like anything Justin Trudeau says. This is like regular folks who are probably not all that tuned into politics. They made this observation. It's kind of telling. And, you know, I wrote in my column, I said, but, you know, whatever, this is a 24-hour news cycle. It's just kind of interesting. People are now laughing at Trudeau for these reasons. You know, you used to talk about his hair all the time and say how great his hair was. And you talked about it in a positive way. It made him an international celebrity, in part. The hair contributed to it. On the cover of, you know, GQ or whatever he was on. But no, this time they are not saying positive things about it. And it wasn't a 24-hour news story, though, because people are still talking about it. My social media is still flooded with people taking various responses to the fact, you know, I wrote about it. My colleague Brian Lilly kind of acknowledging the phenomenon happened, people saying all these critical things about him, but then tons of people saying, you can't criticize Justin Trudeau. And it is kind of interesting, though, the fact that we are talking about the hair, whatever we're saying, that we like it, we don't like it, we're just observing the phenomenon of everyone talking about the hair. It's that you're not talking about the more substantive issues. You're not talking about all these issues with the consumer price index going up, inflation, and all the lineups at the passports, and the awful stuff in the airport. I think part of it's all a package. I mean, maybe one of the reasons that you go for the Jim Carrey comparison rather than the Russell Crowe comparison is you're like, yeah, things are kind of a mess right now. The federal government is a screwball comedy, kind of like Dumb and Dumber. Maybe that's where our headspace is at right now. But then it's also like the more you spend talking about the hair, the less you spend talking about the substantive policy things that aren't looking good for the Liberals right now. So I don't know. We've spent a few days talking about the hair. Hair grows in pretty fast, as they say. What's the difference between a bad haircut and a good one? 24 hours, 48 hours. So I'm sure in a few days we're going to see him and he's going to look a little different and he's not going to have the Jim Carrey styles anymore. But yeah, what an interesting topic of discussion.